Hi, this is Chuck Kerchner. Our online meditation group is not just for Friday mornings anymore, and it's not just in Claremont. We have indeed gone global. By moving our centering prayer group from our little physical chapel at CPC, we have we've joined an organization called Meditation Chapel. We've opened the doors to visitors from all over the United States and as far away as England and Spain. And in the process, we've created opportunities for members and friends of Claremont Pres to meditate with others from around the world at almost any time of the day or night that they feel called. And so I want to take a few minutes and explain what the Meditation Chapel is and how it works. Meditation Chapel is an online, interfaith meditative community. It has a very lofty vision, which is to create unity, rather, and world peace through the sharing of divine stillness and sacred listening. They support meditation in any faith tradition, and so you may meet some people who meditate differently and from a different perspective than we do, but that's okay. So, in pursuit of this vision, Meditation Chapels now hosts about 150 groups a week from around the world. You can meditate in Spanish or French or Dutch or whatever your preferred language is. And I'm going to let you look a little bit at my computer screen as I illustrate what Meditation Chapel does. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is to go to the online calendar, which is here. The calendar shows the meeting times of each of the meditation groups, and the important thing here is that this is in your local time, or if you're on the West Coast here in the United States, in Pacific time. So a group may be taking place in England or in the East Coast of the United States, but the time that you see will be the time that we know here on the West Coast. So here's the calendar, and here on Friday at 8 a.m. is centering prayer at Claremont Presbyterian Church. It's me and Sam Atwood and Dwayne Bidwell, and you can cruise around in the calendar. Here at 8:30 is a meditation and conversations group about grief and loss. And if we move on down here at 10 o'clock, there's another meditation group that comes from London. And at also at 10 o'clock, there's one that is called Silence at 6 because it's 6 p.m. in Dublin, where this group takes place. These are both interesting groups, and it's fun to drop in on different groups at different times. I've done this several times, and have always been welcomed as the face of the stranger, as Pastor Karen often says. Now at CPC, we are part of what is called the Thomas Keating Chapel. You see all the things that the Keating Chapel sponsors here in orange, and most of those will be meditating in the tradition that Father Keating taught, which is centering prayer. In addition to what's called the Keating Chapel, let's get all these up. There are three other chapels. The John Main Chapel is sponsored by the World Community for Christian Meditation, and the Peace Chapel tends to be more psychological in orientation, and the Wisdom Chapel. But there is a substantial amount of overlap between the two. So now I want to talk about how you get registered. The people at Meditation Chapel are a bit sticky about registering for the precise reason that they do not want malicious intruders into the site, and they don't want people there for the for the wrong reasons. Meditation Chapel doesn't sell things. It's not a dating site, and and so it it wants people who want to come to meditate for what that brings them, as opposed to taking advantage of other people who happen to be on the site. Now, there are two ways to register. The easy way, the very easy way, is to send me an email, Charles Taylor Kerchner at gmail.com, and I will go through the registration process for you. However, if you have a little bit of computer literacy, you can do this all by yourself. So we're still looking at my screen. So let's click the Getting Started page, and that brings you up to perhaps more text than you actually need, uh, but a lot more information about Meditation Chapel. And right up here, there is a link that says register as a chapel user. And somewhat infuriatingly, there's another link at the bottom of this page that takes you to the actual registration page. That, in a minute, looks like this. Then it'll ask a lot of questions. Your email address, first and last name. For meditation tradition, just put in centering prayer. Or if you don't put anything, that's okay too. Country, I think you know where you are. And anything else that you want to tell people, which you don't have to at all. Then you simply click the subscribe button, and they will send you a number of things. They will send you a nice welcome letter. But the other important thing they will send you is they will send you the link to the calendar, and they will send you links to each of the four chapels. The Thomas Keating Chapel, the John Main Chapel, the Wisdom Chapel, and the Peace Chapel. Strongly recommend that you bookmark those so that you're not casting around when you want to get onto a particular meditation. You've got the correct URL at your fingertips. And so that's really how the process works. Any questions? Good. We're going to move on. One more thing I would like to show you today, and for that we're going to go to the Claremont Presbyterian Church homepage. I'm loving this today. The internet's coming up and changing pages very nicely. Under Church Life on our main page, we have a number of things. Weekly schedule, children, campus partners, contemplative ministries, and we have then the words meditation on meditation. That takes you to a little blog that I have initiated, and other people are welcome to participate in also, that tries to explain what it is we are in fact doing with our contemplative ministries and what we're doing with meditation in particular. This was started in last fall, and I more or less try to put up a piece every week. But let's go back to the very beginning and talk about why I'm doing or why we're doing this, and what we think we're trying to accomplish here. The contemplative ministries ministry at Claremont Presbyterian Church is growing in really interesting ways. We have a new labyrinth. Each month we have a service devoted to healing and wholeness, led by Pastor Karen and Reverend Tina Blair. We have wonderful jazz vespers. Brian Gaeta Simons offers opportunities for spiritual direction. And then on Friday mornings we gather for centering prayer. Although, as I've just said, you can gather for centering prayer just about any time you would like. I've added to this some bits of writing, and I want to be forthright about this. Writing about contemplative religion involves taking some risks. I am not an inherently contemplative person, and so I'm not writing from the position of a monk who has been doing this for a long time, or someone who claims particular wisdom. I am simply a seeker, and I feel compelled to move my body and my spirit forward in this particular way. And writing itself is a bit of a contemplative practice, at least it is for me, uh, and it involves taking those imperfect and really incomplete symbols that we call words and try to match those with the sort of infinity of the Holy Spirit. Richard Rohr, who's the Franciscan priest whose really powerful writings has influenced me a lot, uh, is this, all spiritual language is by necessity metaphor and symbol. So I'll get it wrong. My vocabulary isn't big enough to try to describe my experiences, but I can try a little bit. And by putting myself out there, I'm inviting you to join me. So let's take a look at some of the things that we have that I've talked about in the blog. What does meditation feel like? How do you meditate when your psyche is circling the drain? And then one of my favorites here is called Pray Your Diary. In British English, diary means calendar, and I came across this from the wonderful rector of a church in London that Leanne and I attended, who said, you know, at the beginning of the day, just sit down and pray about what it is you are going to do that day, and ask God's Spirit to join you in the adventure of that particular day. A little more about our meditation. And then another really lovely book called St. Benedict on the Freeway. John Najarian put me on to this. It's an adaptation of the Benedictine hours to the kind of life that we live, the harried, modern, moving one place to another life. And here, the invitation to the dance, based on a Richard Rohr book about the Trinity. So, ah yes, two last things. Thomas Keating was both a wonderful author and a risk-taking priest and monk. And he tells us a lot about what centering prayer is and what to do it. And if you're new to this, or if you have questions about, what am I supposed to feel? What am I supposed to be doing here? This is a wonderful little summary of one of Keating's books, and offers not my wisdom, but his. Well, that's a nice little look at the blog, and I think that's just about all I have to offer up for this morning. So go in peace. Have a wonderful afternoon, and we hope to see you on Friday morning or someplace else out in the Meditation Chapel Network. Bye-bye.